Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Mercury in Gemini. It appears strong, yet it is in a very difficult clash with Mars and Rahu. It's from 1st to 20th of June. What to expect from this? Hello, this is Komilla Sutton, and I'm talking about Mercury in Gemini. And as you will have noticed, that Mercury is now slowing down a bit because in Taurus it was for 12 days, but now in Gemini it is going to be for 20 days. So from 1st of June to 20th of June. Normally, I'm always looking forward to Mercury being in Gemini. It's a strong position, it's powerful. But this year, it is in a very complex situation because it is Mars and Rahu are awaiting it. And then after 15th, when Sun comes into Gemini, he is further bringing three malefic energies all together on Mercury. So Mercury is in a bit of a distress situation as well. And so we have to be aware of it and conscious of this, that it's not just the normal strong transit. Although at the start of Mercury in Gemini, it's not as close to Rahu and Mars. So that only happens towards the end of this transit as it's moving towards that aspect. But the problem is just now for Gemini transits, any planet transiting Gemini, is that Saturn Ketu are opposite in Sagittarius. So it's like some burden, some issues that everybody has to deal with. And Mercury is the Karaka for intellect and thinking. So all our thinking can be burdened by Saturn Ketu opposite it and Mars Rahu together. So it seems like that there are some aspects of our life that is no solution at this stage. They can seem very heavy, very difficult. And this is for everybody, not just individually, because you think about not everything. So don't think every aspect of your life will be like that. But some aspects of it are feeling like that you have to argue and have a clash about it before it can be resolved. But there are some burdens because of the Saturn Ketu opposite that don't have any quick solution. So if you are dealing with something like that, you're feeling something that you need to discuss or sort out, my suggestion would be to not bring things to a boil just now, not bring things to a confrontational situation, but to wait till Mercury has gone into Cancer and moved away from all this heaviness that is there. And the other aspect that we should remember is that we can start thinking like Mercury, not like Mercury, but we can start thinking like Mars and Rahu and Saturn and Ketu, because the basic rule of Mercury is in Vedic astrology that it acts like the planets it's placed with. And here Mercury is placed with Mars and with Rahu, and it is also opposite to Saturn and Ketu. So aspected by Saturn, Ketu placed with Mars and Rahu. So it is very likely that it is behaving like, these planets. Mars, impulsiveness, anger, irritation, frustration. Rahu, ambition, dissatisfaction. Rahu can also be angry. So you see, it is possible to take the worst traits of these planets. These planets will have positive traits as well, as Mars brings courage and Rahu brings innovation and difference. So if you can make the difference between the positive aspects of Rahu to embrace the negative, that is important. And what can also happen is that you can get surrounded by people like that. So for Mercury to remain pure, they have to be conscious of keeping good company. In Hindi, there's a word called Satsang. That means a good spiritual company, the company of truth. But Rahu definitely is very shadowy. Mars is impulsive. Rahu is doing well in in Gemini, but Mercury and Mars combination in Gemini is one of untruthfulness, means ability to talk something that is not real. So the truth is the important thing. It should not be the casualty of this transit. So you need to be extremely cautious and careful about any choices you make. Then actually, the exact conjunction when Mercury goes conjoins Mars and then conjoins Rahu is after the 14th. The 14th is Mars, Rahu, Saturn, Ketu conjunction. Mercury is part of that conjunction, but not by exact degree. But then we see that next day, Mercury will go with Rahu on 16th actually, but you can take 15th as well. 16th, Mercury is exactly conjoined Rahu opposite Saturn Ketu. And then 17th, 18th, 17th is stuck between Mars and Rahu, and 18th it conjoins Mars, 19th it's with Mars, and they are in a warlike combination. And then 20th it leaves, and there's relief, and it's moved on for a long stay in Cancer. More about that later. So this particular combination of volatility that Mercury is going in its house of strength, this is the most important thing. Don't allow untruths to spoil your life just now. Be very cautious that you're speaking what it is or not speaking at all. Don't take on the Mars angry persona or Rahu's shadowy persona. So this is for all of us. But obviously the two signs that are ruled by Mercury, Gemini and Virgo, get affected. I have made a video about all signs. So I put a link above, you can look at that. But Mercury, Gemini, Virgo get affected most, and they need to take care. But as I said, all of us, because Mercury is Karaka for thinking, analytical skills. So we can easily talk ourselves into analyzing the wrong way. So then the nakshatras that Mercury goes through, right at the start, Mercury will be in Mrigasira up to 4th of June. And Mrigasira is about intellect, about analyzing things. It is, deity is Soma. Now, in the last thing I said, deity, I may have said ruled by Soma, but it's not ruled by moon. Its deity is Soma. Soma is moon. So therefore, there's a very much intellectual energy. But the ruler is Mars, and Mars is with Rahu. So you see, there is a subtle influence of Mercury by Mars here. So you may feel very full of energy. I want to do everything. I need to sort everything out. And I'm thinking clearly. And then Mars Rahu means there's a subtle energy of Rahu as well. And then on 4th of June up to 12th of June, Mercury is in Ardra. And Ardra, again, is at 640 to 20 degrees of Gemini. So here Rahu and Mars are not placed, but Ardra is ruled by Mars. And Ardra is also very self-destructive nakshatra. So you need to be careful about it. And especially it's very intellectual. So you think, I know everything. I'm very bright. I'm taking the right decisions. But remember, Rahu, the ruler of Ardra, is with Mars, and Ardra also has this aspect of anger. It can have a sudden anger. And so that is what you need to watch out for and be careful about. And 12th to 20th of June, Mercury goes into Punarvasu Nakshatra. This is where all the drama is. This is where Mars, Rahu are awaiting it. And the Devata of Punarvasu Aditi, the mother goddess. Ruling planet is Jupiter. So there's an aspect of wanting to be fruitful and plentiful and wisdom of Jupiter, yet Mars and Rahu are there. And Mercury is part of this intensity. So what is happening is right from 1st of June, the intensity is ratcheting up. And now the intensity is very strong. And so Mercury will go into clash with Rahu and then clash with Mars, all in this. So 16th, I just double check the dates. I've got 16th is Rahu, 18th, 19th is Mars, and Mars is also war. And Punarvasu means I want to stay somewhere else. You want to avoid the situation. You want to be in another place. And it is important, calmness, carefulness, analytical, but not so analytical. Don't make decisions. Don't be in a rush to do anything. Don't try to clash with opposition or just argue for the sake of argument. Those are the things that you have to be conscious and careful about. So then on 20th, Mercury goes out of Gemini. So this year, because of the Mars Rahu aspect in Gemini, Mercury has not had really a chance to recover and recoup in Gemini, which it usually does. So that means that it is quite exhausted at the end of this. And if you're Virgo and Gemini, you feel exhausted. But others also, you want a little break from thinking, over analyzing, quickly making decisions. That is, to be careful. I think, as I've been saying again and again, this is the time to be extra calm, extra careful, and not making any big decisions. Leave the decisions for later, and that will be the best thing for now. So that is all for today. And thank you very much. And check out my website, komilla.com. All the best.